All right, welcome everybody. Monday morning here. I'll be your host, Bruce, for the All Markets webinar. We're going to be looking at live order flow, and I'll be your host, doing Bruce, that with Bookmap. And Bookmap can show the current order book and order flow, as well as the historical, because we plot that data onto the chart in the heat map form. And where does all this lead to? It leads to understanding of the auction process and the participants' behavior. Understanding that behavior will give us an edge. That edge is something that we all need in the markets when we're trading. So order flow does offer an edge, and that's why we're here. All right, so we're having competition that we've been showing here for a bit. It's our blue jacket competition. It's back. And all you have to do is go onto social media. It could be X, Instagram, or LinkedIn, and post a screenshot of your marked up charts and use the hashtag free blue jacket, and you can win over $600 and get one of these new hoodies that we have here. I don't have one. I don't know if anyone on the team has one. This is brand new. So anyway, looking forward to looking at your marked up charts and your content. Now, this is part of the Bookmap Academy, the checklist that we go through, and it's a part of this webinar as well. I want to go through it quickly, but it is essential to understand and to implement into your trading plan some way, shape, or form. And in the Bookmap Academy, we journal. Okay, we journal this and we build out our playbook. Number one thing is the impetus. What's moving the market? Okay, we want to know that. Most of the time it is news, and we have a lot of news this week. Okay, so we're going to kind of go through the levels and other things in here as I go through the checklist. So we got CPI and oh God, what else do we have? PPI or yeah, PPI as well, and retail sales as well. It's a big week, and then yeah, I don't think consumer sentiment is that big of a deal on Friday, but University of Michigan, but I don't know. It's another thing to look at. So the market's going to be very skittish about that data, about inflation, about jobs reports, and are people spending for the retail sales, etc. All right, so the move hasn't taken place yet. Okay, so what do people think about the move or the data? We're going to see that in the live charts today. All right, so we want to keep that in mind, and then also key levels. We want to look at our key levels on the higher time frame. It's essential. This is where business is done, and this is where you can get an edge on those higher time frame levels. And then we're going to drill down into the scenarios and strategies. Why or where do we think price is going to go? And start to develop a reason for either maybe you're bullish, maybe you're bearish. Now you get into then number 4, which is your setup. Which setup do you want to select for the day or for the opportunity? And then you go through your checklist, and it's very simple. You just execute. That's it. Right? So anyway, let's go through the disclosures. We may take some trades as well in the live market here. Just to note, this is not a trading room. It is to show and demo, and it is in demo paper trading mode only. Not just where the opportunities are and just say, oh, look at this. This looks like an opportunity. Is to show the trade management behind it. It's really important. A lot of traders out there, they just don't do that. So that's where the rubber, I think, really meets the road. Is the other half of trading. Getting into the trade is rather easy. Managing the trade is going to be difficult, or it can be, and how you manage that is going to have a massive effect on your P&L. So, general disclosure, All Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. The risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. So know these risks so that you can watch along, and please do not trade. Just learn. That's what we're here for. Please do not. All right, so let's jump in and we'll look at the S&P here, and we'll start there, and we can look at other markets if you prefer. Just let me know. All right, so yeah, we can see we may have to jump over to the Bookmap Trader Map Pro here, or Trader Map Lite, because I can see this algo activity starting to come in here. Oh, it looks like it actually stopped here. Interesting. So right before 9:30, it kind of stopped. Funny. This funny algo. All right. Would anyone have any questions on that? And this is kind of fascinating stuff. You can see when this algo came in, it started to provide high liquidity in these areas in here. Okay, now we know it's an algo because it's on both sides. They both came in at the same time. It's likely the same player, might be multiple players, and I think there's multiple algos potentially. I would say it's probably the same player, but you can see them providing liquidity on both the offer and on the bid. Okay, so this is where they want to be buyers, this is where they want to be sellers, and they're pulling it and adding it and pulling it and adding it to other levels all the way through up until just around here, which is kind of curious. So right up until about 9:15. All right, I haven't seen that behavior yet, but it's just something to note. And now what do we have? All right, so we can see that quite a few buyers coming in right now. They traded into the high liquidity at these three levels here, and here they come again. Okay, making higher highs for the cash session. Okay, here's our cash open here, and yeah, just I'm looking for buyers to continue to explore higher here. I have a few previous highs or overnight highs in here as well. So this area here to start to match my levels up with liquidity. Okay, so let me jump back into the higher time frame here, and we'll look at our candlestick chart here. All right, so very simple candlestick chart. It's just candles and volume in the subchart. That's it, nothing else. We just want to get a feel for price action on higher time frames and some of the swings. Okay, so interesting area right where we are now. Two previous day highs up here, okay, in the swings, and we're up there. So are we going to get, we opened up there, okay, and you can see we've been kind of just chopping around in there, but we're still making higher highs. Okay, this is the 15-minute chart over on the left, and this is the hour chart here in the center. All right, let me see if there's any questions so far. Yeah, I think you're right, Alois. We can yeah, the behavior's been odd for that algo, and I haven't noticed it always at 11 or 9:15 East Coast time, but I guess maybe you have. But I noticed it turning on and off on different different times of day. Anyway, let's take a look here, and just to get the lay of the land here of the price action on these higher time frames and some of the swings. So this is an important swing, and we are kind of just bouncing above it here. We are accepting, okay, on the hourly, as you can see, and it's above the swing from August. I guess this was August 7th, yeah, something like that. And yeah, we can see that we came back up, and we're bouncing around up in here, and we are accepting though. Okay, so it's not a whole lot of volume here accepting, but it is accepting, and that's noteworthy. Okay, so you can see it on the 15-minute chart here as well. All right, so let's see, this was yeah, I believe August 7th, that swing. Yeah, I mean, right now on the 15-minute chart, you can see that we just kind of dipped or went above it, broke above here, and we're back in the range here. You know, the swings down here at 64.10, we see 2 long wicks down there. So this is rejection down in here. Okay, we know that we found some buyers down here, right? Well, did we find enough sellers up in here right now to retest back down below at this 64.10? Right, this is where we just get a feel for kind of what's going on. Then we jump into Bookmap, all right, and understand a lot more of what's inside of these candles, and that's the edge here. All right, so let's jump over here. Here's the swing back up. Okay, we were just talking about it, and I was looking for it to come back up into the previous high, or even this 25 liquidity here, but just dipped above or broke above, and is come back right back down into the range. All right, so let's take a look at this in here. All right, are we going to find buyers down in this area in here? That's what we want to take a look at. All right, so my version of Bookmap in here, you can see that, well, is Bookmap data. A lot of you guys have Bookmap data, and you can see here, if I look at the historical data, I can't show it here. I can show it on NQ. Let's just jump over. If I zoom out and I want to show more data in here, cloud data, okay, local data is what you've downloaded, and then cloud data. I can get up to 79 hours of cloud data, okay, meaning that this is historical data that you can download as all order flow data. Okay, now it's not as high quality as your local data, though. Just note that. All right, so that's with Bookmap data. You can get that much backfill data for your studies. Okay, so that's why I'm zoomed out here, and that's why I'm looking at. I don't have best bid and offer in here. I have just the last price. Okay, if I put in, I'll show you why. If I put in or select best bid and offer, you can see the over the weekend here. It looks kind of distracting. All right. Okay, we found more buyers. We found those buyers off the bottom here, off this bottom edge in here. Okay, looking pretty good. Now that's going to be a huge stop run. It is, and we also see that we see the icebergs selling up here. I'd still look for these guys, these traders, to hit this 64.20 and a quarter liquidity, and maybe we can even go higher into these previous highs in here. This is looking like the opportunity. Okay, there we go again. All right. All right, so that's my scenario, basically. Now, in terms of a setup, I don't really have one yet, but we definitely have some scenarios here. Kind of strategies we're looking for is a breakout. Okay, I don't have a setup, though, ready for it yet. Boy, that's what I'm looking for, though, this 64.20 and a quarter. And then back up into some of these overnight highs and previous highs in here, somewhere in here, and we have pretty high liquidity at 25. Some just came in here at this kind of 22-ish area as well. All right, so let's see these buyers go for it here. I will put in an order now. Again, this is I don't really have a setup here, a breakout strategy setup. But let's see what this does in here, and I will play it like it is a breakout strategy. Okay, and I'm looking for it to trade into and through. So I wanted to get one tick above here, actually. We got filled in there. Okay, and if this fails below right here, actually, I'm going to just get out. I'm looking for this to work right now. Okay, in fact, I'll just take a point loss if it doesn't. All right, and up in here someplace around this 25 level. A pretty strong move in here by the buyers. So now I'm looking for big kind of squeeze, move, stop, run, etc. Okay, so far so good. Now let's see it, buyers. What do you got? Now let's also put in a measured move in here. Okay, so I like the measured moves. I think there's a lot to them, and there's reasons for it. Like there's only so much buying and selling pressure. If you guys like look at market internals, like the tick or ticky or whatever it is that that you like, so how much more buying pressure is there, right? That's what we want to determine, right? And yeah, you can see that sellers had this much pressure, buyers had this much pressure to come back up. Now, is it probably going to chop around a bit before we find more buyers to make a move back up into 25? If it can do that, it looks like we're probably going to get stopped out here. Yeah, and we are. Okay, so that was about a point that we took as a loss. Just looking for this to work immediately and come right up into this 25 level. Okay, you can see what it did. It just price went above here, and now it's failed and it's come back into the range. Okay, this is the strength though I'm looking for, and I wanted to go with that strength. All right, so now we may get another move up there, and we'll look for it. We'll watch for it. All right, buyers, let's see it. Can you do it? We can put another buy stop up here. Because look at the selling. It's very little. That doesn't mean that we may retest back down here and get a lot of sellers, and they may come right back down to the swing where this buying came in. Very thin profile. If you guys are profile traders, as you can see up in here. But we're going with the momentum and the strength that we just saw come in. Okay, now we can see it over here as well. Then the sellers. Now it's the buyer's turn. Let's see if we can get this move here. Interesting. Okay, so Alois, you said it's been day in and day out since a month. Okay, well I guess a few weeks of those I was away, but very curious. Why 9:15? We've seen them come in at 8 for I don't know, like a year or something. I mean, several months. I guess just maybe just positioning themselves before the cash open, looking for opportunities at that point, and then just turning off. Okay. All right, so we still have this big range that we're still in here between 15 and 20. Well, it's not that big, but that's the condition so far. It is accepting though. You know, so far so good. Above 15, you can see the previous range down here at 10 to 20, right? So 64.10 to 64.20, and we're looking for actually something that is kind of rare, to be honest. We're looking for a breakout, right? Most of the time the market is chopping. Okay, but we're going to look at the participants in here to give us some sort of clue as to when that breakout is more likely than not. Okay, so and it was enough for me after seeing, you know, just look at the dots, okay, and look at slightly higher highs and higher lows. And quite a bit of volume. Look at the dots and the price movement, and then look at the volume delta bars as well. Okay, so there's more buyers than sellers. So that's why at a certain point, like usually like the third time up here, you get that breakout. All right, so now how many sellers do we have here, right? Now this is going to be an interesting one. Let's look at another. Now this could be a possible setup in here. Okay, so looking for these sellers now to try to reach some of these lower areas. They're below a few swings here. Now I'm going to look for something in here. I'm going to look for a flush through. Okay, and then I'm looking for buyers to come back into this range. Now there they are. Okay, so let's look for this in here. Again, this is God, maybe I shouldn't do this. I don't know. I like I said, I like to show the trade management. Okay, but we want to be trading when we know we have an edge. And when do we know we have an edge? Well, that's going to come through your back testing and your studies. Okay, and we have multiple setups in here. That I'll show you in just a second, but let's see if we can we have our stop run here and here, okay, and our flush through into higher liquidity in some of these areas. Let's see if we can get a little bit lower here actually, and then maybe we can get a bounce out of here. Maybe this is low enough to find some buyers after trading. Well, the sellers can find the buyers here at this 13 level. All right, starting to build a little bit of buying. Now I'm going to stay away from it. Actually, I'm going to wait and cancel that. Cancel both actually until we see maybe more buyers trading down here on the bid. And now we may miss it. I want to see more confirmation here that the buyers are eager to buy at these levels, and this high liquidity just came in here. So let's see, are the sellers interested in trading back down into that area? Yeah, they're starting to pick it up in here. I'm going to look for another swing though. Another swing lower here. Let's see if we can maybe get in on a pullback or something. Any questions on this? But what we're kind of watching here and waiting below this swing with this kind of this bullish bias. Okay, after looking at our higher time frames, right? That's really the key here. So let me go through that again in with this slide. Okay, so what's moving the market? Well, right now it's we have a lot of data coming out and this week, and I don't really have anything moving the market on the higher time frame, except for I'm sorry, in terms of news, but we do have something kind of technically in here, and it's this acceptance back up into this area in here. Okay, so that's the impetus could be technical as well, but typically it is fundamental news. All right, so here's our 15-minute chart. Remember, we were looking at this in here, and here's the swings that we were just looking at, and we're still finding more sellers in here. So are they going to retest back down here at 10? Okay, where we did find buyers previously. And that is this level down here. All right. Well, let's take a look. Anything else happening in here that we can kind of cover? Not really, huh? Good morning. Trading is life. Newsman, John said a while back we wouldn't take trades unless liquidity is fully filled. The liquidity at 64.10 isn't filled yet. Yeah, I would look for that as well. So one of the things that we talk about a lot is one of the I feel one of the best order flow events to check out and understand is if the high liquidity is filled. All right, then we want to understand the context after that. So for example, here high liquidity was filled, right? It was actually filled here, here, and here. Okay, up at the top of this range in here with all this buying pressure. Okay, now at this point in here, we didn't find enough buyers to go higher. Okay, now why is that? Well, some of them were filled in here for sure. Okay, and then up here, they're also filled. So this is basically these are sellers in here. They've been accumulating at these ranges in here, or these swings. And these sellers now, there's more passive liquidity than there is aggressive buyers. Okay, so more passive supply than there is aggressive demand. Okay, so what do? We pull back and we trade back down into some of these previous areas here, and that's where we get a bounce. Okay, and this makes that new range in here that we're looking at right now, and you can see that we're just dipping below it in here. Okay, so this is actually a good example of understanding the context of the price action and structure via the order flow. Okay, Duzman, does that make sense? So you understand that. I think you asked this question before in the Bookmap Academy meeting. Can you you said, can you match and understand the market structure with the order flow? And it's all day long it happens. This is it right in here. Okay, so and there's our context. Okay, now the context is, do we have more sellers? Now look at this. Okay, these buyers in here, to me, I don't know if it's the same, but it looks very suspicious that this guy pulled the liquidity here and now has added it a little bit higher. Okay, that's bullish. Okay, that this guy wants to be a buyer here, a little bit higher. Okay, now he's starting to pull it again, so he's getting kind of cold feet. But where's the high liquidity? It's down here at 10. Okay, just like you said. Right, so we want to understand this context in here. This price action in here, some of it definitely is influenced by the order flow. No question about that. Right, this is why it's important to understand the order flow. Right, and this context is invaluable, I think. Yep, you're welcome. Right, without this in here, this is what it looks like, and it just, I find it really funny. You know, we can look at candlesticks. This is what it looks like, and we can even take last price off. Okay, well, what does that mean? You know, we have volume in the subchart and we have candles. Okay, yeah, I know you're reading the price action, higher highs, lower highs, whatever it might be, right? Do we want to understand what's happening here now? It's rather difficult. And why did this candle stop here? Why did it stop here? Okay, we just covered why. This is why, right? You know, we look at that, we can understand this activity in here. Okay, now we're breaking down in candlestick analysis. This would be a sell right there. You would sell it, okay, and you'd trade it back down to these swings in here. Okay, so we'll see if this works out, right? Okay, we're off of the candlestick pattern. I just took a short here, looking for this to go lower here, right? So I'm just looking for it to come back down to the swing, and there is high liquidity down there. Okay, right down here. Right, now, are we going to get it? Or another scenario would be, this is where we're going to find some buyers buy the dip here. They come up back up into here, and I would say it's really back up into here between 16 and 17. And if we find enough buyers, then I would be looking for not only a retest of the previous, or the high here, I would look for the move back up into these previous swings. Okay, and we'll see. Okay, but right now we're going with the sellers. Okay, if you're a candlestick trader, great. Just match it up with liquidity. Okay, now you can see that you know, I took some risk here, the scenario that I just outlined is the risk, and I would get stopped out right up here. Okay, I would probably reverse though if I do see a lot of buyers back up here. Okay, we just went through that scenario. I can't recall, Duzman. Do you look at candlesticks? Well, I mean, I'm probably some sort of bar data, but do you use it as candlestick patterns as part of your trading? Okay, volume profile, guys. You can see this P or B-shaped profile in here. Okay, great. Yeah, you look at them as well and try to align them with the order flow. Yeah. I mean, this is really kind of no man's land right now, and some price chop around here does look pretty good, but I'm looking still for sellers to trade back down to these lows here. In fact, I'll move my stop down or limit down there a little bit lower. Now let's see if we get our follow through here. Okay, so we don't have control over this, right? We either get it or we don't. And what we can control is, like, if we don't get it and we start to see the buyers come in, we'll get out. And look at that. So this 5-minute bar closed down below. And let's see if that is enough. So trading is life. This is well, it's not the low volume pullback pattern in here that we outlined in the learning center, but we are going with the momentum into the high liquidity, right? I think you had brought this up some days ago, and that's what we're looking for. Yes, sir. Yeah. Entry was pretty horrible here, but I was looking for follow through immediately here due to the strength, and then the measured move is pretty nice if it follows through. It kind of matches up pretty nicely with our liquidity level here. All right, so chop around in this area in here, follow through, break like this. I'm looking for a break like this. That's why I got in here. And it didn't work. You can see that the chop now is kind of in a channel instead. And here come the buyers back in. Okay, retesting. All right, sellers, this is your chance. Go for it. We got some buyers in here that can get squeezed, and looking for like the red line in here. And that would be our stop run into our lower level here. And that's the play. And if we get it, and we get maybe the flush through here, big stop run, we may look for taking the opposite side after. Okay, we'd look for a big stop run, liquidity filled, and then we want to see it reject, come back up, find our buyers, and then look for follow through to the upside. Yeah, that's the one you're looking for. Yep. Trading is life. 08. You're looking for 08. Okay. I don't know. I mean, we don't know, right? I mean, look at the buyers starting to kind of come in here, but it's very choppy. The bars, the volume dots. It's back and forth, but we are still trending lower, right? But God, this is where I look at this and just kind of you kind of lick your chops. It's like these buyers in here are going to be real nice sellers down here. And yeah, doesn't look good now. So look at that cluster of buying that just came in. And another thing too, we saw a reaction to the liquidity in here. And this is another kind of thing to check out, really. You see this liquidity that kind of popped into the order book, and it kind of repelled sellers. Okay, here they come again. Now, see how we see more buyers again. Okay, now they pulled. Okay, so this game of kind of chicken is going back and forth in here in the order book. Okay, now see it flip a little bit here. Now, question is this going to repel buyers or attract them? This liquidity that's starting to come in here, it's rather faint, but it's up here at 64.15. Okay, now see how this is it's really kind of important to understand the influence the order book has, the liquidity has in the auction here. So look at this guy now, comes in and starts to flash more, Okay, now this is a really nice set trap if these sellers can come in now, right? Because they kind of accepted. See the we'll see if this plays out. It's looking like it's playing out so far, but this is kind of a good example. All of this above this little swing in here are buyers. A lot of them up in here are buyers. Now they're sellers. Now they're getting squeezed. Okay, so now let's see them, and let's look for our stop run into the high liquidity down here. Okay, so far so good. And looking for a lot more than that, though. Here's our stop run. It's not bad. It's not bad, but I'm still looking for more. Okay, we just hit in the high liquidity here at 11, but it's really down here at 10. So I want to see the move into 10. Okay, so we're filled, right? So all that back and forth in here and blah blah there. Now there's our stop run. That's what we were kind of looking for. This right in here. So there you go. Trading is life. It's down into your kind of 8 level, right? All right, getting interesting now. If we can come back up above our previous swing and this liquidity here at 10, we might have something. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I know that's probably based off of your studies, right? Trading is life. That after your replay mode and testing and everything, you look for that flush through by 2 points in the S&P. Right on. I love it. Beautiful stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure. This is why, this might be a bigger move to the downside. Maybe we explore a previous low down here, maybe the figure down here at 6,400, right? So we don't know, but the flush through of this swing in here is what we're looking at. Okay, so now what this will look like will be those buyers coming in and moving this right back up here really quickly. In fact, we could probably even trade that back up to here. I'm going to hold off from doing that. I don't want to get everyone all confused, but these are little scalps or order flow moves that are possible, right? To trade back up to here, and then maybe you take some off and then look for that bigger move. Okay, now again, I don't want to get people, trading all over the place. That's not. It's about the order flow, and let's just leave it at that, right? So I would have gotten out up here already, and maybe hold one or move my stop to break even, and then see if we can get an acceptance up above, and then buyers coming back up into those previous highs that we talked about earlier. Okay. Yeah, it's a pretty good. I think that was pretty nicely done in terms of it being a trap. We had a lot of things in here to go through. And in fact, this is how you can start to develop a strategy to look at, and then start to put your criteria together. But then that's only the beginning, right? And then it really comes into the back testing and really verifying that strategy. Now, here's our scenario that we talked about. Retracement back up to here, and then buyers coming back in above that level here, maybe back up to that previous swing, or we have a high volume node up here. Look for the liquidity here. You can see it's starting to come in around 15. Okay, that's the 15 level back up here. Yep, you would have been trapped, thinking the buyers are going to take it right up in here. Well, this is another thing. Trading's life. I love it. I just love it. Another thing to take a look at in here is, did this structure break? It didn't, right? The structure stayed intact. Okay, we do have a diagonal line in here, but the horizontal structure in here did not break, and this diagonal structure in here is not very strong. Right, it's kind of flat-ish, flatter. I should put it that way. So it coming back up and testing some of these previous swings in here is not a stretch of the imagination at all. Okay, so these are it hasn't broken yet. Exactly. We'll see. Okay, we'll see if we get our buyers up in here. Yes, that's why you're waiting for that break of structure. Exactly. Okay, and we're going to look for that break of structure, and we're going to look at our order flow events that support that break of structure. This went all the way down to about 7. Okay, 6 3/4. 70% of these orders are spoofs. How do you know that, Paul? Do you have? Let me retract that and say, like, possibly it could be more. I don't know, and I don't have any kind of studies to back that up, and that's where I'm driving at, Paul. So sorry, I don't mean to challenge you. I just mean that how do we know our numbers? I think what kind of studies do you have behind it? Stan, you want to look at my heat map settings? Sure. Here they are. Usually I just go with default. I think this was saved from the other day. Here, I'll just restore it, and we'll go to default settings in here. Okay, so I just hit restore there, and we're there. All right, now if you want to change that, then just go. You can right click on the heat map and go to heat map settings right here, or you can go to your studies configuration here, click on heat map, and then the upper and lower cutoff, very simply, you can see how the lower cutoff here takes that low liquidity in here, and we'll take it out of the calculation. Okay, the upper cutoff takes the high liquidity in here, and it will take that out of the equation. Okay, so this way you could, if you have something in here that really skews the order book, you can adjust it through the upper and lower cutoff. Right, it's a great way to do it, but let's just go back to the default here. And in terms of spoofing, I don't know. I mean, I get to the point where I guess these days, like, yeah, it's, you know, it was not as bad as it was like 10 years ago. I mean, it was, you know, before CME Rule 575, it was like the Wild West. And you know, just blatant spoofs. I mean, like, you know, as price was coming up, like right in here, Paul, I think I would tend to agree with you. This is a spoof. Getting this, you know, price kind of boosting this price back up in here, and it does not break structure, right? It broke maybe this swing here, you know, getting people maybe to start to kind of nibble long, and then you can see that the rug was pulled away though. Okay, so we watched this in here. We watched how this liquidity and then the reaction to it, right, was buyers, and then it was like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, traded up to 15. And then the rug was pulled again, okay, in here, and then we started to see these sellers come in, and that's where we like, okay, you know, we think we got it down to 11, back down to 10, and maybe the flush through 10 as well, as Trading His Life was looking for. Second, let's see. Sometimes at the current price level, the white line, you've seen bubbles and they disappear. Okay, so what that means is yeah, we can even look at the current market and we'll see that happen. Is that these are delta dots in here. Okay, so let me go to the settings in here and I'll show you what I mean. So it can be misleading. I know what you mean, that it might disappear. This, like, all of a sudden there's like a big red or big green dot in here, like right up here, let's suppose, and then all of a sudden that big green dot turns into nothing or even red. Well, it just means that there was a lot of sellers that just came in as well, and these delta dots, it's taking buy minus sell, right? And if you're zoomed out, we have to aggregate them, right? It's the only way. So as it's aggregating it, you might see it kind of disappear like that. All right, does that answer I hope that answers your question. Okay, it's really until price kind of clears that area or, you know, moves on in time, that we know that what was there. Yeah, or you can really zoom in if you want, and you'll see like every single transaction take place. But I don't know how much it'll help you if you're, you know, trading on a very low time frame. But you'll see this aggregation change when other transactions come in. Okay, look at the buyers starting to step it up in here. Okay, interesting, huh? Okay, so we haven't broken structure yet. We need, let's see, science lab videos. We need to show the difference between the price plans on the website. Well, we do have a onboarding webinar on Wednesday if you want to come to, or I can answer any questions that you have right now. Okay, you want to buy a plan with stocked up. Okay, well, it depends. What you know, what you want. I can go through it now with you if you like. Okay, so let me I'll briefly go through it here, just for everybody. All right, so pricing, let's click on that from bookmap.com. All right, so here we go. Now, digital version here, digital plus, which is for digital currencies only. Okay, digital version is free. It's only one digital currency that you'll get real time for. And then global will be for everything, stocks, digital currencies, and futures. It can connect to them, but you need to provide the data or you know, purchase the data. Global plus, what's the difference here? I'll show you. If we scroll down a little bit, now global plus is over here on the right hand side. Okay, if we scroll down a bit, see all these indicators here. Okay, so under advanced add-ons, That's really the biggest difference in here. All of these advanced add-ons in here, sweep indicator, absorption indicator, break-even point, strength indicator, large lot tracker, footprint chart, execution pro or the dome pro. If you're a dome trader, then I would recommend you go with Global Plus. You know, you get all these other add-ons in here. Okay, that's what you get. Also, a big one is the ability to trade right from the Bookmap chart, like we're doing in this webinar. Okay, being able to set your orders in here and you know, manage your trade right from the Bookmap chart, which I think is a huge advantage. Okay, I don't know if that's really kind of the overview. Let me know if you have any other questions, and I can answer them for you. You can also reach out to support@bookmap.com, and they can you can even call them if you want, if you have any questions. All right. All right, still trending lower. Let's take a look at our bigger picture in here, okay? Because this is kind of interesting. These two swings in here, right? This is what I was looking at earlier, thinking like, wow, we found buying pressure. We found buying pressure twice at this level, okay? And then we see the buyers broke this small swing in here, so this was looking kind of bullish to me. And then here's our move higher. We broke the high here, and then we found our sellers coming in. Okay, and we were actually looking for a breakout trade earlier. Okay, and we got stopped out on it, and we brought the stop up to you know, get stopped out very early on, because either it works and it should work immediately for at least that scenario or setup, and it didn't. Okay, so we got out, and then we looked at these areas in here for a potential short, because we saw the selling pressure, and then we talked about some candles patterns in here and the liquidity. Okay, after this liquidity in here, more sellers, right? And I was looking for the kind of flush through a little too early. We went back and forth a bunch here before that flush through. How do you get a job with Bookmap? I think you can go to LinkedIn and look, and you can reach out there. I don't know what's available right now, but that's the a great way to do it. All right, let's see what we got now. Okay, now I am going to, at this point, see how I'm looking at this in here, and I can't really read the heat map too well in here right now. Okay, so and this goes back to Stan about the heat map settings. So let's right click in here, and let's go to our heat map settings, and I'm going to you know, kind of filter them because I can't really read it too well right now, and it's kind of noisy down here. All right, so here we go. Right, so now we traded into high liquidity, through it, back down again, high liquidity. Now look at this. This is interesting. Okay, high liquidity just came in here, and buyers, they took them on. All right, now is this a potential breakout? Let's see, actually. You know, so this is our previous swing here, and I'm going to put now this is a horrible buy stop right there, right? And I just got in. Okay, but now we're looking for this squeeze to the upside. All right, and maybe the target would be up here at 14 or 15 level. Okay, from our 10, we're back up above 10. Okay, this was the move we were talking about earlier, and the trading it back up to 10 here, and then maybe the breakout, and well, I'll cover that in just a second. Okay, now we're looking for the same thing in here, and it actually, we got kind of a double bottom in here, and now we're starting to see buyers come in. Now, why would I get in here? above this high liquidity at 10. And now I don't know if it's going to hold or not, right? But I'm looking for it to hold. In fact, I'll just get stopped out, I think, down here. There we go. I'm stopped out. Okay, because I want this to work right now. And if I come back, if price comes back up again, I will get back in. Okay, but this is what I'm looking at in here, or a structural level in here. It may hold here at 8.5 or so. Okay, but I want this to work right now. I want to see the squeeze and the trap traders having to cover right through here. And we didn't get it. So it didn't, it broke a small structure, right? And then it just didn't break the bigger structure in here. Okay, so we're still kind of, you know, within a structural area here, and buyers can't seem to get out of it yet. All right, now let me answer that question again. Why did I get in here? Because this is where we found the buyers trade into that high liquidity, and they traded through it. And I saw more buyers up in here. So I was looking for this to work at this point, because there's more aggressors than there is supply here. More you know, buyers, more demand by the aggressors than there is supply here. A lot of these, let me this is something I wanted to mention as well. If you go to bookmap.com and just click on education here, okay, you'll find a lot of it, like the strategies we're going through are right here in these 10 simple setups in the supply and demand course. All right, so you can click on that, or you can scroll down a little bit. This is your hub for anything that you have questions on education. All right, so you can see our knowledge base, you know, symbols table, glossary, community, and then all these videos here in the Learning Center here, getting started, our Bookmap features, the market mechanics course, which I highly recommend. And then here's that supply and demand setups. We have an options course here with Brandon, and some other strategies here. And then right below here is our calendar. Every day here you can see. Next up, Tom B, and volume profile trader, or market profile. Then we have in Spanish, Frank. Later in German, we have Mata trading here, and then also in Portuguese here we have Everton, okay, later today at 3 p.m. at the close. All right, so tomorrow you can also see our multiple events in here. Tomorrow we have quite a few events, like 6 or 7 events. Okay, so if all you have to do to sign up for these is just click on them. Okay, click on this here, and you can copy the link, you can add it to your calendar, or you just click on this link here to go to our Discord, and you can sign up there. All right. All right, market's still not ready here. Okay, so one of the setups that we've been looking at a lot and covering a lot is this one here. Let me show you that from the supply and demands course. This trendline break and accumulation, we've been covering it a lot, and I'll show you why. Okay, see this on the bid on the way down, and all of these sellers coming in. It's not about the trend line in here. It really, guys, don't get too hung up on some of the things in the oh, it's a trend line. You know, it's about market structure, but really what it's about is knowing the order flow here, 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 and here, and then our flush through into high liquidity down here. These are buyers. Now we're looking for a break of structure, which might be a diagonal line like the trend line, or it could be this level up here, and we're looking for the accumulation from the buy side. So passive accumulation, higher time frame, level in here, which is very simply the 21,000 figure here in the NASDAQ right here. Okay, we went below it. Now we're back up above it, and you see the aggressive accumulation. Right, that's what we're looking for. That's where we're looking for the move to take place, because we have these buyers on our sides, and we have these buyers on our side as well after the flush through of a key level. Right, makes sense. Understanding these four elements can set you up for a lot of different other potential setups. Okay, and understanding the order flow. All right, so here we are just chopping around again. Or, you know, you can even look at, like we did earlier, we can look at candlestick patterns in here. Okay, so right now, well, I wouldn't want to be a buyer until I see it come up here. Really, we'd want to see it close above here, right? Okay, but I don't know if we're going to get that. I mean, we will get that if we get the move. But I'm really looking for more buyers, maybe right now, and let's see if they can pull this off to the upside here. Okay, so let's see if they can get up here. Now the candlestick pattern, you'd look for the buying up in here, the big volume dots up here. Okay, and then the green dots, and then that move to the upside. Okay, so passive accumulation. And then structure, breaking that structure on large aggressive buy volume. Okay, so we gave this another shot in here, took a small loss. Okay, it looked pretty good. We had a reason for it as well. Didn't pan out. Traded up to this liquidity here at 11.5, and we've been chopping around, and we're still in a downtrend. Okay, here they come again after trading into some liquidity here, and let's see if we can get some buyers here just to trade back up into the maybe this 11.5 here. See how we're making lower lows here still. Okay, but let's see if look at our candlestick, right? This would be the buy area in here. Okay, or maybe we see it come up here, pull back, and then come back again, and then break out, right? So you look for a pullback maybe to about 08.5 or so. Yep, trading is life. Yeah. Best way to start to understand all these things after watching the video, because you know this is a really good point. Trading is life. Is you say join the Bookmap Academy. Okay, if you want to learn some of these things, absolutely, right? So this scenario is nicely playing out right now. Okay, so let's look for a pullback. Okay, we're looking for our candle looks pretty good here. Now we may miss this. And it may come up to our 14-15 level that we're looking at earlier, but we're going to look for a pullback, we're going to look for maybe a bounce off the top of that little range in here, and then go long. So yeah, the Bookmap Academy is a great way, because let me explain something. Setups are, I think we've all looked in, read books, watched videos up the wazoo, you know, and like all of these people out there like pointing to these setups, this and that, and how much money they made and all that kind of stuff. Great, you know, easy. I understand the concepts. I understand the setup. That's easy, right? it's the trade management and the being able to really get into back testing and marking up your charts and looking for specific things within your setup. Okay, and those nuances can, you can get that extra help, not from just understanding the setup, but understanding how to apply it and really getting into the details of understanding it. That is what the Bookmap Academy can help you with. Now, if you guys are interested, it's free. You do need to join our Bookmap community. You don't even have to have Bookmap. No, actually, you should at least have the digital free version. So you will need to register for that. But here, let me show you where you can find it. Go to bookmap.com, click on the More button here, and under Community, Bookmap Academy, right there. Okay, you can sign up right here. You can read about this whole process, steps that you go through to become a better trader. Now, here's our move. We missed it, right? We were looking for a pullback instead, and we didn't get it. Okay, we might get a pullback now. Where would that pullback go? Okay, well, maybe to here, right? Maybe it bounces off of this level here. Okay, even in fact, look at this little low volume node in here. Okay, so anyway, that's trading. Okay, and this is looking actually pretty nice right now. We'll see if we can get this in here. It's just pulling back to a little structural area here. All right, so we're filled. All right, so now I'm still keeping this one in at 09.5. I kind of like it. And where do I want to put my stop? I don't know if I want to put it right here where it broke out from, a little bit lower. Be good. Maybe below the swing, or I see some liquidity coming in here. Okay, now this is a little bit different of a setup. This would be more like a continuation because this break is already unfolded. So now we're looking for pullback, continuation. Okay, impulse move. This is an impulse move. Look at the volume behind it. Broke the structure. Okay, pull back, and now we want to look for another impulse move. Okay, going with the momentum here after a pullback. Okay, in fact, let's put a measured move on that, and this is how much market breadth we had just a minute ago, and can we get up into this 16 level? Okay, so that's maybe where we'd put our take profit. Looks pretty good, somewhere up here. Okay, higher liquidity coming in at 11 here, but what's the reaction? What's the context here? Buyers are here. They're supporting it, not very well. You can see they came in and they kind of pulled, and now they're coming in a little bit, but they're supporting it. Now, what's the reaction though? Did we find sellers or buyers? Okay, did it repel or attract? Okay, if it repelled, then we're looking for buyers to reach these sellers up here. All right, makes sense. Trading is life. I bet you caught this. So this is not the right trend line. You probably caught it in here, I imagine, or maybe up here. Okay, let's see if we get our move here. I'm looking for it. Everything is looking pretty good for this move higher here. Let's see if we get it. Also, let's take a look here at our higher time frame. Our European close is coming up, guys, and so we'll be signing off here in just a couple minutes. But let's see if we can get this move back up into this 16-ish level here first. It just made an equal high here. These guys pulled at 14. So do buyers want to come up to 16? And let's jump. We got a minute here to take a look at our higher time frame. All right, so here's what happened on the higher time frame here. Daily's not really showing us much. Hourly, not really showing us much. But the 15-minute, it's really these two wicks here. And then did we find enough buying pressure in here to kind of reach back up to maybe 15, 16 looks pretty good to me, actually, on this 15-minute chart. Right, just to move up into there. I think there's maybe enough momentum behind it here for that move. You can see in here one of the benefits as well as one of the risks of trading pullbacks. Okay. This is why I left in this limit order here as well. Okay, because right here, I'm looking for a bounce off of, and in fact, let me just take the heat map down for a minute. Okay, is this range in here, I'm looking for a bounce off of it and to accept higher. That's why I get in on the pullback. But let's just suppose there's a bunch more supply in here selling that comes in. I'm going to get annihilated, right? This is the I got a great price entry here, okay, but this is the risk I take in here, okay, and I was willing to add to it down here. Now let's add the heat map back in and see, was there some support in here? Maybe I shouldn't have left this in because I don't really see much support in the order book here. I want to see some bids come in. I want to see some demand at a higher level in here. Okay, you can see that we're getting a reaction up to this high volume node here. Traders trading it up to there and then selling. In my opinion, at least. That is probably the POC, right? Imagine. Just right-click in that SVP column and we can put in the POC. Huh. Where is it? Oh, it's way down here. Okay. Oh, anyway, it's a high volume node for sure. Yeah. All right. So yeah, you gave it a shot. Trading is life. Didn't make it. Move on to the next. Right. In fact, I should probably get out of this here at break even or a small loss as well. I'm kind of curious to see if we can still get some buyers back in here. This would just be the bottom of the range, and then to see if they can kind of streak back up into this 16 level. It's funny. I mean, like when you get into the weeds in the order flow, you can see stuff like this. There's a reaction. Traders reacted to this area right here. Right now, these sellers in here, watch these guys. Watch how weak of hand. If we can get back up here and we don't find sellers again, watch how weak these sellers are going to be. They're going to be real nice buyers up in here. And this happens all the time. Oh, I read in a book, short at the, or maybe they're taking profit or shorting or both, but high volume node. Okay, no clarity right now. If we can get some buyers back up here around 13 and a half, then I would look for that move to unfold. But it's just chopping around right now. We only have a few more minutes until the webinar ends. And let me see if there's any questions over on YouTube. Sorry, guys. Oh, the pullback in here. Yeah, that was the risk I took. It was some high volume. Yeah, absolutely. But I was, looking for that bounce off of here, and that was the risk I took. I didn't know that that was going to be high volume, right? It kind of happened after the fact, after I got filled, or just as I'm getting filled, right? So that's the risk you take. Oh God, yeah, just chopping around in here. Okay, some high liquidity just came in here, but sellers went for it. So there's a little bit of context. Now, let's see if we get buyers out of it though. Nope, not yet. Okay, now these sellers selling here, they're going to. This is the squeeze we were kind of looking for. Here's another little thing here to take a look at. On a day like today, it's been kind of choppy so far, what propels a lot of these moves in here is the squeezes, people getting it wrong. So we want to look for that, and that's what we kind of saw and mentioned over here that we saw before this sell-off in here, right? Because this impulse move, we are still bullish from here onwards. Okay, so this would be your squeeze. Mostly these guys in here, but all of them. But that would be the squeeze, but also especially these guys here right now. That would be a small squeeze and could turn into a bigger one, and we could get a move not only to 16, but even higher here. All right, now here we go on the candlestick pattern. Let's see, just see if we can get that those buyers up here. Big volume dots up in here, and then we can get our break up into 16. All right, guys, I'm going to close this. I'm going to flatten it, and we've got to end the webinar here, and we'll take it from there. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and some good stuff today, I think. Anyway, let's see. I think I've answered all your questions. Yeah, well, over on YouTube, if you can hit the subscribe or like button, that would be really appreciated, so that we can continue to bring this kind of education, and hope that you find it very useful. And let's see what else. Yeah, yeah, thanks, Shark. All right, thanks Trading is Life and Alois, Stephen. All right, guys, well, let's wrap it up, and we'll see you tomorrow, same time, and take it from there. Okay. All right. Yep. Thank you. Have a good day. Yep. Bye bye.